So, good evening, everybody. I just briefly put myself on speaker's view so that you can see me. Here I am. I'm Krista, and I'm so pleased that you all here. It is lovely to see you. And first things first, I wish you all a very blessed 2025. May it may it improve on 2024. Let's put it mildly. Okay. So, before we get started, we get started. I will call in spirit, and then we will start to go through what I have planned for this evening. So, if you could just close your eyes, basically, and just make yourself comfortable, and I will spotlight myself again. And just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, just arriving here with really nothing to do at the moment than just to be wherever you are with your eyes closed. Gently and slowly, focusing more inwardly than outwardly. And I will do a brief spirit call. So I call the spirits of the directions of the east, the west, the south, and the north, and the elements of fire, water, earth, and air into this circle tonight. I call the ancestors those who mean well with us, and I honor them and thank them for leaving us a habitable planet and for giving us life. And I call the feminine, the sacred feminine, that life-giving, life-nurturing, and life-sustaining form, and the sacred masculine into this circle. I honor the land we all stand upon, and honor all the living beings, the plants, the animals, the trees, the rock people who share this planet with us. I pray that we develop in a direction which supports their life as well as ours. And the mountains and the seas and the abus, and all the seen and unseen forces who mean well with us, please join our circle tonight. And I pray that whatever we do, whatever we create, whatever we attempt, is for the highest good of all of life. Aho. And I'm going to light my candle, and because there are so many of us, we cannot do it individually, but please light your candle with me and maybe hold it up to the screen. so that tonight we shine the nurturing, life-giving, life-sustaining energy of the feminine into the world. We will blow them out together later on at the end. So let's put the candles down and keep them burning. I'm still admitting people. Oh, Lou, it is not easy to light a candle.
I've kind of got the hang of it by now.
You should have, yeah, the amount of candles we are all lighting all the time. Right. Okay, I will mute you and I will mute Deb as well. Please mute yourself. Okay, so for this evening, you know that this free gathering workshop in a way is being held within the framework of 7 days of rest. And those of you who are here because they know me personally or have done work with me before, you can look it up. There are more offerings. Tomorrow is another day of the 7 days of rest. There's lots of free offerings there. If you go into the website, you go into Google and you will find it quite easily. 7 days of rest was created by Shelley Ostroff and Jan, her partner, within the framework of, there's still people coming in, within this framework of United in Creation. And they offer this once a year, the first 7 days of the year, with lots of free offerings you can participate in. So do go in there if you haven't seen it yet. So I will talk for a few minutes just about the sacred feminine, and I will keep that very, very brief. Then we will do a guided visualization, and I will ask you to really make yourself comfortable for that. So if you have a space to lie down later on, please do. I will also ask you to switch your computers, to switch your video off so that you have privacy and can do what you want. And then we will talk about it as is a big group, probably firstly in breakout rooms, and then we will go from there, see how we go time-wise. So I'm going to spotlight myself again. And I just want to talk a little bit about the sacred feminine. Most of you will know what I'm saying, but just maybe let it sink in once more. So the origin of the idea of the sacred feminine, or the concept of the feminine principle, we could also say it like this, stems from the primordial concept of the Great Mother, which was, of course, created by our tribal ancestors in reverence to the earth and the cycles of life. And the Great Mother, within that framework, was really seen as the wild, inclusive, and sacred force of life, death, and rebirth. So within her, she carried potentially everything, so the dimensions of earth, sky, underworld, and the cycles of life, which are reflected again in the moon, the stars, the plants, the trees, the animals, and also within us humans. So she was seen as sacred because from her being emerged all of life, and as she sustained all of life through the nourishments she provided, and that all of life returned to her when dying to be reborn again. So that was the original concept of the Great Mother. Now, because woman, through her body's ability to create and sustain life, and with her the feminine, in her life-giving, nurturing, sustaining, and life-embracing force, was also seen as being sacred. And this is where originally within the field of our very distant forefathers, the idea of the sacred feminine stems. So it comes really from there. And with that, life creating, nurturing, embracing ability of women's body came a knowledge which was acknowledged, the knowledge about life. So this innate knowing the feminine has about life and its cycles. And in that capacity, the feminine was honored and respected. Then over time, it became also associated with heart-centeredness, emotions, compassion, and love, all which you need in a way to sustain life once it has been gestated and brought into the world. Now, that does not negate that the feminine and the masculine are in both sexes. All they say is basically that woman is, by her very nature, the vessel which knows about life, death, and rebirth, and is therefore in connection with the earth, sacred. So I think that's enough I want to say about the sacred feminine, but of course we all know, and this is our next step, that we have lost our balance for many reasons. For one reason, of course, through patriarchy and capitalist patriarchy lately, that the dominance of the masculine, and then later on, or what we can see right now, fairly the dominance of fairly toxic masculinity in certain areas. Both of them, according to tribal cultures, the masculine and the feminine, play quite distinct roles, and they are both needed for creation. We cannot create and co-create without embracing both, but ideally they are in balance. So within these teachings, the feminine represents the inner worlds. Now they come from that all the reproductive organs are within the feminine body, they inside. And the creative impulse, that's what I see, is held in the center of the feminine, namely the womb. So the feminine energy is inwardly directed. Now, the feminine energy also creates in conjunction with the heart. They come from the idea that a baby is held right under the heart, and that the mother's heartbeat through the umbilical cord and so on influences massive that life. Without that heartbeat and heart functioning, the life could not be created. And I see, in a way, the feminine body as a bridge between the worlds. That within her body exists a direct link to the source of creation. With that, the energy of the feminine connects us with the divine knowledge of life. I have said that already. And with the heart. Those two are the vital, important ones. Feminine energy is usually expansive, intuitive, life-affirming, and creative. And she's the wisdom keeper of life. Now, the masculine energy is external. And I think that's really important to understand. The male reproduction organs, according to tribal teachings, are on the outside. The masculine energy gives direction in the outer world. It is like that. It's directive in the outer world. It is the energy of doing. It is focused, linear, driven, and external. And they both need each other for creation. if we are only very intuitive and very flowy and very internal and can't direct it outwardly so that we can create within the world, according to these teachings, we are not of that much use. The other way around is the same. If our creations are driven by the outer world only and don't take the feminine into account, that bridge between the worlds, they are fairly useless. And as we can see now, where we have gone fairly destructive or can become destructive. So the feminine needs the masculine to take the heart-based intuitive ideas and to manifest them in the outer world. So that's our inner masculine as well as males and females if we go on this level, but it's our inner masculine as well. While the masculine needs the feminine to make sure that the actions the masculine takes honor the heart-based sacred and the preservation of life. So that's how they should theoretically work together. And the last thing I wanted to say is I want to give you an example. It's from the Wabanaki tribe. Their hierarchical structure of the tribe is ordered according to those principles. So if there's any issue or any decisions that have to be made, the clan mothers sit in the lodge and they intuit and they pray and they turn inwards and they seek guidance. Then they come out and then they instruct the warriors and the chiefs what, and yeah, not what action to take, what quality the action should take. And then the chiefs and the warriors decide what form the actions should take and they do it. So this is roughly as much as I wanted to say tonight about the masculine and the feminine. And of course, with having lost the sacred feminine along the way and just beginning to rediscover it and reappreciate it and re-internalizing it, we have lost the balance. Our actions collectively are not focused towards life giving, life affirming, and life preserving. John Perkins says it in such a nice way. We live in a death economy. Everything needs to die so that we can consume more and more and more and more. We are not living in a life economy any longer. No. We have created an economy worldwide which relies on things have to die. And we are not even going into patriarchal structures here. So we need to reaffirm the sacred feminine, and the sacred feminine is her two main values in a way. They are life-giving, life-sustaining, and they form a connection between the worlds. They are intuitive, and if you're intuitive, you need to be in touch with something bigger. So, and these two strains in a way, or traits of the feminine need to come back. They need to come to the fore. They need to be implemented in the world. At the moment, unfortunately, in some areas of the world, we're going backwards with that. And in some, we are really going forward. These teachings are coming more and more to the fore, and women begin more and more to understand that equality cannot and shall never mean that we do the same as men do. It's not equality for me that I can go out in the pub in the night and drink myself stupid. You know, that is The feminine is not equal to the masculine, it's different. And it needs to be equal to the masculine on that level of the feminine and the masculine. Then we need to have balance. And so with that, we're going to go into a journey. And I hope I haven't talked too much, but just to give you a background idea. So I said the feminine is deeply connected to the idea of the Great Mother, of the life-giving, life-sustaining form, but also she is a bridge through her intuitive abilities and through her way of functioning actually better in the inner world than in the outer world, in her more pure form. I function very well in the outer world, but I'm in my masculine quite a lot. There is no doubt in my mind. That we want to have a look at the dream of the feminine, and that is individually different for each of you. So I'll give you a generally guided visualization, and then I leave you there for a bit to see what actually comes up for you. Okay? So I would like you to make yourself really very comfortable. You can switch the screen off. Stay for a second because I'm going to play some music in that. And as I said, you can lie down if you want to. Or just sit. You can switch the screen off if you want some privacy. And while you make yourself comfortable as you can, sit down or lie down. And just imagine you take now 20 minutes or so out for yourself to go into your own inner world. I will gently guide you in, leave you there for a while later on, and then bring you back out. So I would like you to start with just to take a few deep breaths and breathe into your tummy. Just become aware of your breath, guiding it gently into your belly. And while you do that, let yourself sink into the chair or the floor or the mattress or wherever you are. So just let your body relax. Take one more breath and imagine that you're relaxing your head. So just bring your awareness to your head and imagine that you're relaxing it. Your awareness to your eyes. Just relax the small muscles around your eyes. Next time you exhale, relax your jaw. So if you're clenching it, just let your teeth part. There's really nothing to achieve right now, just relaxing down a bit. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Next time you exhale, just let them sink a bit down. Become aware of your arms, the right one and the left one. Just imagine that you're relaxing both arms all the way down to the tips of your fingers. And begin to relax your back. If you're sitting in a chair, lean back for a bit. If you're on the floor, feel that you're held by whatever it is you are held by. Bring your awareness all the way to the top of your spine, to the bottom of your spine, and imagine that you're relaxing all those back muscles, that all the unnecessary tension just flowed out. And take another deep breath, and when you exhale, imagine that you let your chest and the lower part of your body relax. Let the relaxation you have achieved so far float all the way down through your lower body, into your right leg, into your left leg, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Feeling your whole body sink into a relaxed state. Nothing to achieve, no tension to hold on to. Just sitting there or lying there. And as your body relaxes, your mind can relax as well. Thoughts may come and go, and you remember that you are not your thoughts. Sensations in your body may come and go, but you remember that you are not your body. Even feelings can just come and go. You remember you are not your feelings. You're all of this, but much more. Just let things come and go. And while that happens, I would like you to go on a little journey. And I would like you to imagine that you're entering a sacred landscape inside. I'm going to count 5 to 1, and you can imagine that you're floating or walking down into and towards that landscape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And enter your sacred landscape. Let it just appear. Or if you're already there, have a look around. It might be one you are familiar with because you have been there many times. Or it might be a new one. And have a look around and just almost describe to yourself where you are. Are you by the sea? Are you in the woods? Are you in a meadow? Are you in the mountains? Combination of those. The desert. Tell yourself where you are. Have a look around and tell yourself what you can see. What can you see? Explore what you can feel. Can you feel some wind, the warmth? Is it cool? Can you feel some moisture? Whatever you can feel, and then listen for a moment. What can you hear in that landscape? What can you hear in that landscape? Water, wind, birds, leaves on the ground. Whatever you can hear, just immerse yourself in that landscape. And now I will ask you to imagine something. I would like you to imagine that you're looking into the distance and you see a kind of grove that's a kind of tree circle, a cluster of trees. And I would like you to walk towards it. In the Celtic tradition, it's usually oaks. It doesn't matter what kind of trees they are. But they form in a way a circle. And you can do that just in your imagination. You might not clearly see it. You might just know that there is a tree circle. Kind of intuit it. And as you come closer, you see that there's a kind of opening, that it's actually not a full circle, but there's an opening where you can walk in. And I would like you to walk in and imagine that there is a small fire in the center of that circle, that tree circle. And you will find that in front of the fire is a boulder where you can sit down. Or if you're more comfortable on the floor, sit on the floor in front of the fire, feeling very peaceful. I would like you to gaze into the fire and then let your gaze move behind the fire, beyond the fire. And from there, a figure will emerge. I don't know how it will be shown, that figure. He might come in the form of a woman, most of you that are just emerged. Let her emerge now. And she steps towards the fire and you can see her more and more clearly. Have a look at her. Look down first and see what she's wearing in her feet, if you can see her feet. Then let your gaze come upwards. What kind of clothes is she wearing? Go further up and maybe you can see a face. But you can definitely see her hair. Find out if she's wearing a hat or something on her head. And have a look at her face. Find out if she's old or young. Is she European? Is she from another part of the world? She is the representation of your inner sacred feminine. Now, some of you will just get it as a color or some vibration. Let her emerge, the inner sacred earth feminine. Explore, be with her. And the first question I would like you to ask her is, are you my inner sacred earth feminine? If the answer is yes, just leave it at that moment. If the answer is no, ask that figure to call your inner sacred earth feminine for you to the fore. Have a look at that figure. Suddenly you will find her hands come forward and she holds a bowl of water, which she offers to you. Find out what you want to do. Do you want to drink some of it? Do you want to cleanse yourself with it? She's offering you some water. Thank her. She bends down and she takes some of the fire. She can do that because she is in spirit within you. She's pure energy. Observe the smoke of the fire she holds in her hands. See how it moves upwards towards the heavens. She's offering you a prayer which she's sending to heaven. Maybe you will even know what the prayer is. Now I would like you to ask her about her dreaming. What is she dreaming of? What is her dream? I give you a few minutes to explore that. What is your dream? What is the dream of the sacred earth feminine within you? You might be sure she might answer with words. She might take you somewhere. Just explore that. What is her dream? What is her dream? Ask her. Your next question is, how can I merge my own dreaming with yours? And the answer develop, come to the fore. How can I merge my own dreaming with your dream? What I dream my life to be. How can I merge it with yours? How can I merge my dream with you, that we can benefit both, to our both benefit? I leave you with this of you. And then I would like you to ask a last question. If you have lost the image of being there, just bring it back. Ask a last question. What is my task right now? To serve the dream of the sacred feminine, the dream of life. What is my task right now? Be something very small. It's my task right now to serve the sacred feminine, to serve life. And then just let it all go. Imagine that you say thank you to that archetypal figure. And imagine that she retreats back into the dark behind the fire. Get ready to leave the grove. Turn around. Turn away from the fire towards the exit. Walking back, imagine you walk back. Into your landscape. And begin to come back. I'm going to count from 1 to 10. And you will come back, becoming very aware of your surrounding, the room you are in. 1, 2, 3. Wiggle your hands, your feet. Feel your body. 4, 5, 6. Beginning to come back. Open your eyes. 7, 8. Reorientate yourself. Reorientate yourself, open your eyes. 9, 10, and just give yourself a good stretch. And come back to the computer, and as soon as you are ready, switch the machine back on, the video. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms because there are too many of us, and I will do that absolutely randomly. So I won't choose people, I just say breakout rooms. So what I would like you to do is just to have a chat with somebody who is here, and some of you will have gotten a lot and some of you will have received very little. It's always a gamble. So just have a chat about it, and then let's say 15 minutes, I call you back. Okay, everybody, shall we just, I will thank Spirit, and then we'll blow out the candles together afterwards, and we send that life affirming energy out, yeah, that feminine energy into the world. It is really the life affirming energy, that life is sacred. And as Marie so nicely said, all of life. We communicate with all of life. This is not just human life. Okay, so let's just close the space. So I thank all the forces who have been with us tonight, direction, or what they symbolized basically, of the east, west, north and south. All the living beings who share this planet with us. I thank especially our ancestors, and I want to honor you again for giving us life, for leaving us a habitable planet. I thank the land we stand upon, and all the seen and unseen forces who mean well with us, who are with us, who guide us, who strengthen us, and sometimes bring something into our lives which feels like a big hurdle. I thank all of them. I thank everybody who was here, of course, tonight. Thanks for bringing your energy. And above all, I thank Great Spirit, who has no name, but is in all of us as we are in him and her, for this life, for the opportunities we have been given for this planet. Aho. Right, could you all unmute yourself, please? I hate listening to myself all the time. You just unmute yourself, make a racket. Okay. So there are not many of us anymore. Those of you, hey Rita, Are you back? Nice to see you. Okay, let's do one word. One word. I start off. Peace. Susie, next.
Hope. Hope.
Petra.
Love.
Carlotta.
Oh.
Oh, Ruth.
Love.
Music. Oh,
Marie.
there's two roots, sorry.
Is
Uh,
Marie.
shift.
Shift. Okay, the other Ruth and Deb.
Do you want to go with?
Peace.
And music.
Music. Michelle.
Harmony.
Louise.
Joy.
Lou.
Song.
Deb. The other Deb. Deb.
Playfulness.
Julie.
Sacred.
Carrie.
Beginnings.
Jacqueline.
Light.
Doreen.
The drumbeat from my heart.
Okay. Rachel.
Compassion.
Heather.
Joy.
Lindsay.
Dance.
Rita.
Compassion.
Caroline, are you still with us? No. Yo-yo? Any word?
Feel.
Right. Okay, let's come back to our word and then send that out with the feminine energy they carry while we blow out our candles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Be loud, be proud. Bye.
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 Bye, Rita.
Bye. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.